If you're a new or aspiring content creator, and especially if you're over 40, but you've been anxious or maybe you've been worried about creating videos because you're afraid of what people are going to say or what people might think, I want to encourage you to just dive headfirst into the pool and get started. You probably don't need any new equipment. I personally use my smartphone and a really inexpensive tripod that I bought off of Amazon, along with a wireless microphone that did cost about $120. But I can promise you that aside from the basics of the hardware that you probably already have, you don't need to be an expert in graphic design. You don't need to be an editing professional. And if you don't believe me, just sort of look at my older videos, and you'll see that I'm actually living that truth while still creating YouTube videos. The most important thing is, if you're looking to provide educational content like I am, my goal is to provide very high quality investment related content for institutional LPs around the globe. Then the most important thing is making sure that you're making videos that will go out and reach that target audience of folks that it is you're looking to serve. And in my opinion, now I'm not an expert YouTuber, but I think that the best way to do that is to get to the point where you can create high quality YouTube videos. And so how do you do that? Well, again, I'm not an expert, but in my opinion, and having listened to lots of other YouTube experts, I think that you just need to put in the repetitions, right? You need to get to a point where you are consistently putting out YouTube videos, uploading videos, and also where you're trying to improve something a little bit from video to video. So that's what I'm doing. I mean, my personal stance is that I have committed myself to making 100 YouTube videos. And along that journey, I am trying to find something that I can improve in every single video, be it large or small. So just to give you an example, when I started this journey, this is video number 4 of 100. And when I started this journey, I had no experience with editing videos, with creating thumbnails. I didn't have a YouTube banner. And over the course of about a week, I've figured out, okay, here's how to make a simple thumbnail. Here's how to make a pretty simple YouTube banner. And here's some other things in terms of like lighting, in terms of sound, that'll go a little bit farther in terms of helping me make a better video. So, I have taken this challenge personally, and, I would encourage you to do the same. When I started this process, I had never, ever really given any time in my life to thinking about how my voice sounded, how I looked on camera, how I sort of came across in terms of how I would look on a YouTube video or something like that. And with each sort of subsequent video that I take of myself and that I upload, I'm able to go through and look at, okay, when I speak this way, maybe I need to give better or more inflection or intonation in my voice, because I've got a really deep voice. And so sometimes it can come off as being pretty flat, or maybe I need to smile more so that I'm not looking like I'm in a bad mood or angry or something like that, right? But without having taken the step to say, okay, I'm committing myself to making these videos and looking at the output of what I've created, it would have been impossible for me to sort of mentally make these changes and make these improvements over time, right? The only way that I was ever going to know how I really looked when I'm talking to the camera was to actually talk to the camera and then go back and look at it. And so I think that's a really, really powerful reason to get started, is that you can look at all the YouTube tutorial videos in terms of how to make a great video, how to make a compelling thumbnail, how to title your videos. But until you actually see yourself recorded the way that other people see you, I don't think you really know how you're coming across. And so that's the first thing I would say. I'd say in order to really know how you're coming across, and in order to actually take steps to improve or change or tweak at the margins, how it is you're sounding or how it is you're looking on your videos, it's really impossible to do that all in your head, which is a place that I like to live. I'm sort of a thinker, and I've thought about these things, but until I've actually made the video, uploaded the video, and actually seen and heard myself, I really didn't have a good understanding of how I was coming off. I think the second reason I'd highlight for getting started now is that it's somewhat comforting to think that, you know, your first few videos as an early content creator, that very few people are going to watch your first few videos, at least at the start. Now, if you get to a point where you've got a really successful channel and people discover your channel and want to see your content, over time, you'll find that as you're making better content down the road, people will go to your channel and watch some of your earlier content because they're really curious about you. They're really curious about some of the videos that you've made. And so, you know, hopefully if you get into the mindset of thinking, okay, I'm going to make enough content to where I can get to the point of making high quality content, and by the time people actually discover me, it will be because I've got really high quality content and I'm doing a really good job of serving the people that I've been put here to serve. The audience that I'm targeting is getting value from what I'm producing, what I'm putting out. By that time, when people go back and look at your older videos, you'll actually have something to look back on and be proud of, right? And so by the time that anyone actually watches your early videos, theoretically, you're already going to be at a point where you've got high quality content produced that you can be proud of, and you actually won't be too concerned about people going back and watching your earliest videos, because you've become such a different person from your earliest videos to the videos that, you know, maybe sort of went viral or drew people into your page. So, you know, just to sort of wrap up, I mean, I started this challenge without knowing anything about editing, without even knowing how to make a banner, without knowing how to make a thumbnail, without understanding YouTube title psychology, right? But over time, you know, I've tried to make sure that I'm learning as I go. And, you know, hopefully at some point, you know, I'll get to a place where, you know, my videos are really high quality. But the only way sort of to get to that is just to go through any of the obstacles or challenges, many of which are sort of in our own minds. And so if you're someone who is a person who likes to overthink things, or is someone who is constantly in their own head, the most important thing you can do is make the commitment. And then, as Dan Sullivan says, have the courage to go through with that commitment. And through the process of committing and having the courage to sort of go through your anxieties, go through your worries, and do the thing anyway, you will get to a point where you start to develop a high capability. You'll get to a point where you start to develop competence. And then only after you've actually done the thing will you feel confident. And so don't wait to feel confident. Jump into the mud. Don't be afraid to get messy. Don't be afraid to upload, because this is by far, I think, the best way to learn and the most surefire way to learn and get to the point where you're producing high quality content and serving the people that you are put here to serve. So hopefully that was helpful. I know this was sort of a long, winding video, a rambling video to some extent, but hopefully that's encouraging for some folks out there. If it is, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. We'll see you on the next video.